Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Nicky that lived with his grandmother and grandfather in the woods. Nicky's grandmother, whom he called Baba, used to knit him sweaters and socks and other clothing. One day, Nicky asked Baba to make him some brand new mittens that were white like the snow. So he said, Of course, Baba was happy to make Nicky a pair of mittens, but she did not think that white was a good choice for a color. She was afraid that Nicky would lose them in the snow and wouldn't be able to find them again. So Baba and his grandfather said,
"No, Nicky, no, Nicky, 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 no. You should pick purple, pink, or yellow. No, Nicky, no, Nicky, 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 no. White doesn't show in the snow. No, no. No, Nicky, no, Nicky, 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 no. You should pick purple, pink, or yellow. No, Nicky, no, Nicky, 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 no. White doesn't show in the snow. No, no.
But in the end, of course, Nicky got his way. Baba did make him a new pair of mittens that were pure white. So Baba gave him the mittens, and Nicky ran out to play in the snow. Sure enough, just as Baba had said, he soon dropped one of his mittens. Nicky walked away from it and never even noticed that it was missing. He was just too excited about the beautiful sparkling snow, and the snowflakes were falling all around.
Snow, snow,
it was very cold outside. By and by, along came 2 rabbits and a raccoon. They were very cold, and when they saw the mitten, they thought that it would make a nice warm home. So they crawled into the mitten together to stay warm. Soon, along came a wolf, a fox, and an owl. They saw that warm white mitten, and they decided it would make a nice warm home too. So they asked the rabbits and the raccoon to let them in.
Well, it's pretty cold out in the snow and ice, and that warm mitten's looking pretty nice. Move over, move over, move over and let me in. Well, you'll have to share it or you'll have to go. Better let me in or I'll bite you, no. Move over, move over, move over and let me in.
But the rabbits and the raccoon did not think there was room for any more animals in the mitten, and they said,
No room, no room, no room. You can't come in 'cause there's just no room. No room, no room, no room. You can't come in 'cause there's just no room.
well, the rabbits and the raccoon did not want to share the mitten, but when they saw those teeth, they moved over. So the wolf, the fox, and the owl climbed inside, and the mitten was stretched out just about as far as it could go. Soon along came a bear that was out for a walk in the woods. He was very cold, and when he saw that warm mitten, he wanted in too.
Well, it's pretty cold out in the snow and ice, and that warm mitten's looking pretty nice. Move over, move over, move over and let me in. Well, you have to share it or you have to go. Better let me in or I will bite you, no. Move over, move over, move over and let me in.
Well, the mitten was really very crowded by now, and the animals knew it couldn't possibly hold much more, so they said,
No room, no room, no room. You can't come in 'cause there's just no room. No room, no room, no room. You can't come in 'cause there's just no room.
well, the rabbits, the raccoon, the wolf, the fox, and the owl didn't think there would be room for a bear. But when they saw those claws and teeth, they knew they had to make room somehow. So the bear went inside the mitten. The mitten was pulled and stretched too many times its size. Steam rose from the mitten as the animals huddled together inside. But still Baba's good knitting held fast. By and by, along came a mouse. She was just a very small mouse, and she was very cold. When she saw that warm mitten, she wanted to get inside too. So she said,
Well, it's pretty cold out in the snow and ice, and that warm mitten's looking pretty nice. Move over, move over, move over and let me in. Well, you'll have to share it or you'll have to go. Better let me in or
animals did not want to let anyone else in, so they said, The poor little mouse just shivered and stared at them sadly. The animals looked at that little tiny mouse and just rolled their eyes. The bear looked at the owl looked at the fox looked at the wolf looked at the raccoon, and the raccoon looked at the rabbits. They all let out a heavy sigh and moved over just enough to let that little mouse squeeze in. And then something happened. And so that was the end of Nicky's mitten. When he went home that night, he had to tell Baba that he had lost it, just as she said. And of course, he never did find it again.